so with former President Portillo. He passed away in 2004, and I'm going very to the point on the story. So at that age, I came back with the idea of bringing the brand to the United States, knowing it would have complications, but not knowing how hard it really was. So went through about a year of federal and state licensing.
Wow.
Got the product up here, and it was 2 very hard get-go years. And after pitching it and finding the road, we actually were able to set up DSD into all the major chains. So wow. I was running a DSD team all the way from the border up to Sacramento. We had Ralph's, we had Save Mart, we had Bristol Farms, we had Lucky, we had Safeway. And the brand started getting some recognition and popularity. And we realized from doing that work, because DSD means direct store delivery, where we were shelving the brand ourselves. You know, we were out on the freeway on the 5 or the 405 at 5 in the morning because the delivery docks open at 5:30. Wow. Not only were we gunning the cases in, but we had to set them up on the shelf and part, space and whatnot. It really opens up your eyes to a different side of things. And what we realized is a lot of new brands were coming in, but there was this whole forgotten segment of the RTD market. The reason why is anybody that's doing well in the tequila with the bottles doesn't want to downshift into the RTDs, because even though it's the same business, it's a different business in itself.
Right. It's a different category. And I agree with you. I think it's either dominated by the big guys, like Margarita is a Bud thing. And you had, and at that time, what was it? Zima's disappeared, so that Smirnoff had all their other flavors as well. But you're right. The business is the same.
Well, and we noticed the deception to the consumer too. Like Budweiser was selling a margarita, and it's not a margarita when it's a malt product, Yeah,
exactly.
Kim and Jack came the same way, and then you have the big industry monsters like Cuervo who will just bottle non-quality just to feed the consumer. So we decided to try and make the best craft RTD product. And we saw the space. It was a big question mark if it would work or not work. And then with that, we took the gamble of going in after going through some very strenuous licensing here with the formula approvals. And down in Mexico, we had to get some strenuous licensing because you're actually bottling in a can is how we started.
Right.
100% agave tequila. So all that took about a year and a half. We finally got out to market, and we had a little small business disaster because when it came in a can, it started leaking with holes smaller than a pinhead. You couldn't even see. So the trays came in 24. And to make the story short, we went through about 18,000 cases of bad product that had already gone out to our distributor network.
Oh no.
The product that didn't go bad, and because it was such a great quality, good looking, out in distribution where it had some nice rotation, they said to us, Javier, fix your issues because we want to keep going. Believe me, we were discouraged as could be, but when you're a small brand, you either have the heart of a champion or you don't. You just don't.
This business is
it's a tough business.
It eats its young. Literally, people have this. A lot of outsiders have this glamorous idea that owning your own brand is glamorous, but like you mentioned earlier. When you're out there at 3, 4 in the morning hand delivering your own product, you realize how tough it is. Thank goodness it looks like you started young enough to.
Well, I suffered from Napoleon complex. You know, at that age you can do everything, and you think you, and then life beats it out of you. So I've learned the hard way.
But you know what? Congratulations to really sticking to the lessons, though, because it's a humbling. This is really a humbling business.
It is.
And if you let that ego, and if you believe too much of your own hype, you can easily hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And then you don't have. It looks like everything that could go wrong had gone wrong with this brand, including some of the packaging, and yet that formula is a winning formula, man. I got to tell you, it. You know, for those people who use margarita mixes that upset their stomach, or they're designed to be so sweet that you have to pour more tequila in it to taste it. This is not one of those.
I'll tell you what makes it too is the fact we use 100% agave tequila in there. And then what kept us going is the response of people like yourself. And what keeps us going is those handshakes down in Mexico when you're shaking the Jimador's hand, and the distillery that's supporting you 100%, seeing you through the issues. And then here, some of the store managers that say, pat you on the back and say, hey, it's going to be all right, you know?
Yeah.
It's really that support and encouragement all the way from Mexico into the chains here and the distributors that you know, keep your little candle lit and allow us to continue. So, you know, it was a rough start. We were able to get through a lot of things. Products doing well in distribution.
Well, congratulations! You got late last year, somewhere in the summertime. You got Costco on board for a while. Those Costco things happen for sporadically, but you know, just to get on the shelf and to move that product
That's excellent.
That's great. You know, that's a big feather in your cap.
We were thrilled to see that.
It was about rebuilding our reputation. We also got a big hit because we distribute in Mexico into Walmart. And that brings us to now. This year, we're going to bring out some of the flavors. I can't wait to send them to you guys.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys are first on my list.
Because you know, we do. We love this. This is about as traditional as it gets. It doesn't upset your stomach, at least not for Lisa and myself.
Yeah, I have to interject here. I have sugar issues, and there are so many tequila brand, or you know, there's so many mixers. There's so many margarita mixes that either use too much sugar, or they use artificial sweeteners that just make me ill. And I have to say, I was so thrilled when I tried this margarita. And not only did I not get sick, it was fantastic. It tasted great. It didn't upset my stomach. It was wonderful. And for somebody with a pre-diabetic condition, I mean, this is amazing, especially for our population. More people need to know about this, as far as I'm concerned.
Remember, your mileage may vary.
Yeah. But
it's worth a try, right?
But it's absolutely worth a try, because this is fantastic. And you know, I got to say, there was an author conference. Actually, it was an author and reader conference called the Wild Wicked Weekend here in San Antonio last year, right around this time. They've got another one coming up this weekend, but it's an annual conference. And Mike and I had some of these margaritas that you had sent us. And I thought, you know, these are ladies that I want to introduce this to. And I got to tell you, we had this and Diva Tequila at our party in our room at the conference, and we had several hundred people show up at this party, and those margaritas went like that. I mean, they went so fast. People were raving about them, asking where they could buy them, and these were people from all over the country who had flown in for this conference. So they were a huge hit. And you know, and this is writers don't fool around. They like their booze.
Well, I appreciate it. Again, those things keep us going, and we're doing all we can in quality control. We're not cutting any corners. We won't cut any corners. We refuse to. We're going to stick to that, small brand integrity to make sure that as the product gets bigger, we're able to provide, a very, very high quality. And it's all about the connoisseurs for us who can appreciate the difference between these and some of the lower grade products out there. So thank you.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
Thank you for making the quality margarita mix margarita period, because it's not even a mix. I mean, this is a full margarita.
Yeah.
You could pour this, excuse me, as I reach over, you could pour this in a glass and put a straw in it, or you could pour it in one of our big margarita glasses, right, and share two of them. And I'm telling you, you're not going to know the difference whether it. Obviously, if you have the time to make fresh, we always say try that. But when you're, when you're going to the beach after a long day,
this is it. And at the beach, these were great at the beach too. We
Yes.
took them to the beach with us. No bottles, no worries, no mixing. Just open the can and you're all set.
I mean, that's why that category exists, the RTD category.
Yeah.
For the longest time, there was I won't mention their name, but I know you know them or heard of them, and they're a major brand, a major big boy brand, but they were using Mixto. They were using Mixto. Now I understand they're probably using 100%, but it's a different style that they're using tequila. In any case, for the longest time they dominated that market, at least in Mexico. But I don't know. They had some specific flavors. They had tamarindo. They had grape, and I had tried it. As a matter of fact, I tried it at their distillery, and I didn't enjoy it. It was too sweet for me. And I really enjoy this. This, I gotta tell you, we can't stress it enough how this really just tastes like it's been made by somebody. If you were to serve this, and somebody would think that you were squeezing limes, for all afternoon before you put it together. So
what we've tried to do is focus on the natural flavor part of it, and then make sure that the agave is coming through, that it doesn't disappear with some of the sugar that is used, because again, you get some of the more refined palates and they want to taste that, Highland agave soil in their drink. And it's very, very hard to transition that from a bottle of tequila to an RTD. So we try to find the right balance in that fusion to make sure that enough agave was coming through and not dimming the lime and not dimming the sugar too much, and just give that experience,
I can imagine that it took a lot of work to get that balance, that ideal balance that you're looking for. Needless to say, if you want to add more tequila in it, you could. If you wanted to, squeeze an extra lime on it, you could.
But why?
But why? You could take it. We get a lot of these tchotchkes sent to us, and you can get, a salt rimmer like this. It's got a lime. I didn't even know how to open this stupid thing, because they send us this stuff. You pour like lime juice in one, and you pull out the salt rimmer on the other, and you can get all fancy with this stuff, but why bother when this is
it's already done for
it's
you.
It's convenient, and if you don't even have to serve it in the can that it comes in. Although like if you're a tough guy like me, you drink it out of the bottle. But you can pour it in a nice margarita glass. Hey, by the way, we were very happy and very proud to have awarded.
We should mention that this is an award winner.
JLP is an award winner. Jlp Margaritas is an award winner in the RTD category for the Brands of Promise, a Tequila Aficionado property, and we were really happy to see.
Oh, here it is.
We were happy to see the medal on.
Of course.
That's exactly. You know what? Congratulations, because this is This is what it's all about. It's using, we don't ask anybody for money. We're not asking you guys for $300 a bottle and an additional $300 for the licensing fee. If you're good, you're going to win. All right. We're going to let you have the graphic for free. We get it. We understand what a startup business is all about because you're looking at it right here, man. Yeah. And we've been starting this up for 16 years. Tequila Aficionado's been around for 16 years, but
so congratulations. I understand the toil and what it takes just to be here. So
yeah,
thank you. And let me tell you guys that it's just as exciting for me to be able to get some of these flavors. The line is really about cocktails, so we go a little bit beyond margaritas. I don't know which one you guys will favor in the end, but this one, we have a real Hispanic. We called it a Diablito, which is tamarind and pineapple.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's on its way to the U.S. here this summer. Here we have a Sunrise, which is a classic.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. See, I'm not much of a cocktail guy, but I really enjoy those classic tequila cocktails, the Paloma, the Margarita, and the Tequila Sunrise. Yeah, so I can imagine that one took a lot of work to get right.
To introduce the tamarind with tequila is exciting for us as well. We also have in the margarita segment a blood orange that's on its way.
Oh, good.
We have the pomegranate.
Okay.
Do you have a strawberry also?
Strawberry lime because it has some hints of lime.
Oh, wow.
So you guys will be the first to receive.
Yes. Thank you. Hey, by the way, tell the people who are watching, what states are you in currently? Where can they find you besides, of course, Southern California or all over California?
We go aggressively, and believe it or not, our best market is Arkansas. We're all over Arkansas. Yeah, I have to really take my hat off to those guys, our distributors out there.
Razorbacks. Yes.
We're the big guys out there, and they seem to appreciate the product. I also take my hats off to Empire out in Georgia because they can't get enough of it, and we're very happy with them.
They got a lot of people in Georgia.
Here in California, so we're going to grow. We're in Chicago, too, with IPN. He's an old friend of mine. He's a very experienced guy in the big bottle business, and this product excited him too. I've had a great relationship with him for 8-10 years. In this year, we're going to target about 7 other states where we're doing a concentrated effort to just perform well in those houses.
¿Cuándo vienen a Texas?
Well, we actually have a meeting set up in March because we have approval into HEB.
Oh! Whoa! You got to be kidding! Now, is this? I know that we don't know. I don't know them personally, and I've only lived in Texas for the last 3 years almost. But I know that I understand what I've been told is that HEB has some sort of a meeting every year for vendors to come in and pitch their products. Is that what you mean by coming in here in March?
Yeah, they've seen the product with good eyes. We still have to close some things. Mainly, as you know, we're out of state, so they like to use glaziers as a delivery house. So we're talking to them, and you know how that is take a number and wait your turn. We'll get to you, but we'll penetrate, and we're excited about Texas because we know the variety of different products that are out there. Is how important it is to be there with you guys.
Yeah, but the Texas. You'll know this if you don't know this already, but the Texas market is very different than of course, every state is different, but Texas is a whole other country, man. And if you
they're gonna love you.
They say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I say if you make it in Texas, you can make it in New York. Okay, so let us know. Keep us posted on your progress because nobody is a bigger Gosh, if they get you in here for fiestas, early on, and then for spring and summer, holy cow.
We really appreciate you guys. Again, we have a team here. You guys are regarded highly. Everything you guys do, and we're here doing the good work every day to advance the project. There were some mistakes coming out of the gate, but we think we're over them, and we can have a very productive year and make our presence a little bit stronger.
What besides yourself, are you the sole owner of JLP, or are there other partners involved? Can you even tell us?
I have my brand, and then I have my partners involved in the distribution side, which is how we bring it and how we put it out. I have shareholders in that. I'm responsible mainly on the sales end, and I do have to give results to them as in every business. They backed up the idea. They're there 100%. Sometimes they see something I don't see, or it tends to shift around, and we all really just push each other to make ourselves better. And we learn every day, and we're enthusiastic about what's to come here this year, both in Mexico and here on the distribution side of this brand.
Are you currently selling JLP in Mexico? Are you selling this? Is this available in Mexico as well?
It's available in the little bottles, 200 ml, in every single Walmart in Mexico. So
wow.
we have national Walmart coverage, and we acquired that last year. We also have all the flavors down there. They were pretty happy with the performance we gave towards the holidays. And now we're taking up March again to plan out the year. It has to be one of the major accounts we have as a brand.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And
will they? Do you know if you're going to be back on the Costco shelves anytime soon?
Yeah, Costco's a great store. They're a little bit on the very demanding, labor-intensive side, and I've talked to some of our distributors here saying, get out of Costco because the product's too nice to be in there. I love Costco.
But you know what? It's great for like a flurry of movement. You know what I mean? Because you'll move a lot of product out of there and get exposure.
I've shopped at Costco since I'm 16, so no offense. I love Costco, but after we had the product there, I'm having some guys come beat me up saying, "What are you doing in there?" You don't want to be in there. So,
you're going to hear pros and cons, and Costco's a big buyer, obviously. Yeah. Costco's big enough. A lot of people aren't aware unless you've been shopping at Costco. They have their own tequila as well, and so there's
the Kirkland brand.
Yeah, and really to be in there, just to be in there, period. Yeah. That's a big feather in your cap, even if you're only there for a month or two and only in one or two locations. But we were so happy to see that, because I knew that if nothing else, you got that exposure, for the rest of Southern California and the rest of the U.S. for that matter.
And the experience, again, we're about mending the reputation and getting some recognition with some names like that. As it stands today, as far as national accounts, our biggest one is Walmart, and then here we deal on a state-by-state basis out with the distributors as well as the retailers. So it's going to be an exciting year, especially as we get closer here to release the flavors. We have them in production right now, and
when do you plan on releasing the flavor?
I think we'll have the pomegranate and the strawberry here in the United States at the end of March. Right now we're getting the bottling date. Yeah, all the goods are already down there because the flavors come from the United States. So these will be up here, God willing, at the end of March. And then the other ones, the Sunrise and the Diablito, and in the smaller packages, we're manufacturing the aluminum on those. So it's looking like the end of May, just towards the beginning of the summer.
Excellent.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah, just in time. Well, anytime at this point, depending on where you live, and with El Nino working, we've had no winter here in Texas.
Summer.
I can tell you for sure, Texas, and we'll probably now have better weather than Southern California because we're running our air conditioner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've had humidity up the wazoo last couple of days.
Yeah.
You have to have a heavy duty air conditioner almost all year long. We were running it in December. We're now running it in February. So that'll give you. We have 2 months of winter, and that's it. So whatever. If March, April, May, whenever you guys get here, it'll be perfect weather for JLP Margaritas. I can't say enough. Can I ask you, what did you study in college? Was it marketing, or what did you study?
No, I actually have an associate's degree in mathematics. I didn't get to do the 4 year thing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was more, one of those generations working and getting through college, and then at that time, the best thing to do seemed to try and do something bigger. And I value education highly. Sometimes I regret not staying in longer, but we were doing what we could, and
dude, the kind of education you're getting right now, you get that in school. So,
you get a lot of good things in there though, so it's a give and take, and you learn to balance out. So
at least no one can pull the wool over your eyes when it comes to numbers, when it comes to supply chain and pull through and all that stuff, all that wording, you definitely are getting your. Yeah. Can I ask you? I just want to know how old are you? Give me an approximate.
I'm 38 years old.
No way.
I've been selling tequila since I was 21 years old.
I would card you right now, man. You don't look old enough to. You don't even look old enough to hold this on camera, bro.
Well, you know what? I'm really actually very thank you and humbled by that, because every day I get more gray hairs and I'm blaming it on these drinks, and I'm not liking it. After 35, it starts going.
Just let them grow out, man. Just let them grow out.
I used to love, having my goatee and stuff, but it's kind of intimidating to me now.
You know what? That's why I grew this thing, just to get a little bit more respect. It makes you look more distinguished. Grow. Show the gray, man. Let the gray go free.
It's been a lot of years of selling product, but again, what keeps us going is shaking hands with the humidors to the store managers here. It does us a great honor to support national security, which every time we import, we pay customs and border protection. So we're strong with that. And there's a lot of things that keep us going here, including people like yourselves. So I greatly appreciate it.
Hey,
I greatly appreciate it.
Great job. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, continued success with you and JLP. Are you on the tequila end of that also, or are you strictly in charge of this product as well?
No. We do the tequila again. We have a DSD team that was running all the chains in the state. When we got into this and we had some of the issues with the can, we had to slow it down because, in fact, the model was the JLP tequila bottle as it is today was great 8-7 years ago when there wasn't such a saturation of market, but our plan was to redo the bottle, and it still is. And it's unfortunate. Now you have to be as glamorous as can be for a small brand, and that bottle's just not doing the liquid justice.
Wow.
So we're going to repackage it and retool it, and we got held up with this project. But that's still on the list here. The tequila will come back out. We couldn't be happier with Productos Finos. They're an incredible place that has helped us be where we are. And that bottle, we look forward to getting the right bottle to have the right representation of the product, because the tequila business has evolved so much over the last couple of years, and you got to stay on top of it,
For those people who are watching or who will watch on the rerun as well, for people who don't know, Productos Finos
De Agave.
Yeah, Productos Finos de Agave. That particular distillery is also responsible for Casamigos and Avión, probably two of the most successful brands out there right now. And there's even though the formulas are probably a lot different, and maybe your processing is a little bit different, because each of these, they're not all going to taste the same. But to be, I don't know if you've ever met guys like Ken Austin or the people who own Casamigos, but we've had, there's something to be said about being with a company that has some proven winners.
Oh yeah, and they have the Clase Azul too, which is a beautiful brand. Yeah, and I always make mention to them because that's their own brand and that's their house brand, and it's just as high quality as anything out there. It's the Campo Azul, and that's their brand. It's just as good. We use the process on all of them, where we use the stone mason ovens, and then we have our own yeast, and then double distilling. Because the distillery is good and some of the brands are good, you can never help the he said, she said, they did this, they did that on their manufacture. But, there's a lot of fiction out there too. So as small brands, we just try to set the record straight. And it's a beautiful, beautiful distillery, very experienced, very, very, very kind, warm people.
Well, they impressed the hell out of Randy and George and guys like Ken Austin. Ken has had a long history in the alcohol business.
Yeah.
So when somebody makes a decision to go with a company like that, you don't take it lightly. You pay attention and go, oh, okay. All right, he did his due diligence, because that's what he does.
Now, you did an article on the diffuser, and they were very helpful about that, weren't they?
Not Tequilas Finos, but another company was that. And a lot of people, a lot of purists will say things about the diffuser. That's we're going to put that aside for another show, maybe, but. What I can say is that I was this other distillery, the owner of the distillery, was very forthcoming with information, and literally feels that the use of a diffuser is simply another style of tequila, much like when people use an oil versus an autoclave.
It's another style. However, it's mainly for mass production. We have at the distillery, there is one available, and mainly what it does is distill mass production that goes out into exports into Russia and Eastern Europe. That is not what's used in Casamigos. That is not what's used in Campo Azul at all. And it's for mass production. Other brands, one called Rancho Alegre or Jesus Maria, that gets sent out to Eastern Europe and whatnot.
Yeah, and probably China at this point, because China right now is a very hot market. It's almost producing tequila that way is almost like producing mixto. It pays the bills.
It's a different style. There's something for everyone. That's not how the brands you mentioned or the Campo Azul were made at all. And
it's not what goes into JLP. So I will take your word for it and say, this is the real deal. And I think that's probably why it tastes like the real deal. It doesn't taste. It's not even that fluorescent. Look at, I don't even know if you guys can see the color of this thing.
Yeah,
it's not a green fluorescent. It's not that fluorescent green. Our lighting's not the greatest here, but I used to sell. I what I used to do. I sold paper, food, and chemicals at one point in my life when I lived in New Mexico. I sold margarita mix. I sold some of the oldest ones ever made. Okay, every dive bar in the world has probably used these mixes, and this stuff. Every time I poured it, it was this fluorescent green, like it glowed in the dark or something. This is not what you see. It looks like lime juice. This is even the color is not artificial. So I that's why I can appreciate it, because I've had that artificial stuff.
Yeah.
I've had stuff that tastes like a lifesaver. I did. It was a major chain of restaurants, and they were famous for their margaritas. I went in there one day and messed up the concentrate, and I felt like I was bitten into a lifesaver. It was the world's worst margarita I ever had. And this, it's like having a bad experience with tequila. From all the mixes and stuff, and you go, what? I can't believe I've been selling that stuff. So again, kudos to you, because I know that this business is tough to begin with. Have a mix that looks and tastes like the real thing and is the real thing.
Fabulous.
Way to go, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I'm humbled, and I look forward to getting you guys the rest of the line and whatnot.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for giving us the time and for hanging out with us for our first half hour. Your dog sounds like it needs to be fed, because my cat does the same thing.
I'm getting someone at the door, but I appreciate it, guys.
Hey, man, take care. We'll keep us posted on when you're out here. As soon as we see an HEB stand with it, we're going to take pictures and post it on TA, and again, go get them.
We're on it, guys.
You can do this, because
we're on it, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Go answer your door.
Thank you. Thank you.
Later. Oh, wow. How cool is that? That was very cool. That was Javier Martinez. He is the owner of Jlp Margaritas, and also on the Jlp, which is the actual name is Jose Lopez Portillo, which is one of the presidents of Mexico.
I wondered about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because of the politics in Mexico, not every president.
Use the whole name.
Well, no, they can, but see, when he talks about rebuilding the brand, is because he wasn't considered by a lot of people as the best president Mexico ever had. A lot of people considered him.
You mean he didn't go out a hero?
No, but then again, so did Vicente Fox. He doesn't come out a hero either. So it's very rare. It's like naming a tequila after George Bush.
Yeah, hard to come out a hero.
Yeah, Obama, right?
Still hard to come out a hero.
We should have a margarita called "Blame It on Obama," because that seems to be everybody's favorite,
But let's not get political here.
No, let's not.
Javier mentioned HEB, and
HEB is a major, for those of you not in Texas, it's one of the major supermarkets chains in Texas.
And we shop at HEB.
Right.
HEB also has another excellent margarita product. And in honor of National Margarita Day, we feel that we should mention Slim Ritas.
Can you see that? Okay. Slim Ritas.
This particular one is their Hatch Chili Margarita Mix.
For those of you watching in New Mexico, this kicks ass. All right? This kicks ass. She's based out of Houston somewhere somewhere in Houston.
Yes. This was started, and she's actually got a wonderful story.
You can read her story and about it in tequilaaficionado.com.
Right. Just go to tequilaaficionado.com and type in Slim Ritas in the search bar. We have met with Lucy several times. She's a great gal, and she's done some fantastic stuff with her Slim Ritas. The Hatch Chili Margarita Mix is just one. And I got to say, she's really conscious about using natural ingredients. And she does not use sugar. She uses stevia. as her sweetener. So this is a really important thing for people who are watching their weight, or people who are diabetic, or people who just react poorly to sugar.
Like she does.
Like I do. Slimritas has been fantastic to me. I like to sip my tequila, but if I have a mixed drink, I love Slimritas. I love the Jlp Margaritas. Slimritas also come in strawberry. They have a regular margarita mix if you're not into the chili. They also have a lemon
Who's not
drop.
into chili? Who's not into chili?
Yeah, well, they're not all from Texas. But
it's green chili. It's not even jalapeno.
Okay, well, they're not all from New Mexico.
Okay.
She's also got a lemon drop. She's got several different flavors.
The lemon drop is really cool. You can mix that with. Now, these are just the mixers. There's no booze in them.
Yeah, it's not a ready to drink. It's just a mixer. You can buy a bottle and serve a whole party.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But I have to tell you, for my Hatch green chili heads out there, this kicks ass.
Only 5 calories. 5 calories. Let's get a close up here.
5 calories, yes. For those of you who are Hispanically impaired.
Wouldn't it be 5 calories?
5 calories.
Yes.
No, 5 calories because it's
5
Spanglish.
calories. Oh, Spanglish. Okay. And 2 carbohydrates. So it's outstanding stuff.
Lucy, what's her last name again? Lucy. Her first name is Lucy. She's a pistol. I gotta tell you.
She's just always Lucy because she's always running, and I never get a chance to catch the last name.
If you ever see her, she usually goes up to Austin or Dallas to do some shows, food shows. You'll run into her. Slimritas. Just look for Slimritas. You'll find Lucy.
And if you go to an HEB, you can find the full line of Slimritas. They're absolutely worth picking up.
Yes.
We loved them. That was another award winner for the Brand of Promise.
Yeah, in the mixer category.
Yeah.
So those are our choices for, but that doesn't mean for National Margarita Day. Yeah. But again, if you have an RTD, if you are a brand owner and you have a ready to drink, or you have a mix that you want to send us at Tequila Aficionado, you can send us Yes, send us an email. You can find our information on the website, right on the, just look, drill down, you'll find it. And you'll be able to, we'll send you some information on how you can send us samples. Lisa's in charge of our kitchen, our test kitchen as well. So don't be.
And I cooked with this too. I cooked with Slimritas. I cooked with the strawberry margarita mix. Yep. Oh my God, the cupcakes were fabulous.
You'd be surprised what she can come up with. We've had major names, and I'll mention one of them because I'm really a big fan. Okay, Lime Shot by Sauza. They were the company that sent us Lime Shot. If anybody had Lime Shot by themselves at a bar, please, and if you're watching, go ahead and send us a text or whatever, or if you're watching on YouTube, write down your comments. Lime Shot is probably the worst thing you could drink ever.
But you have to cook with it. Yeah. You have to have it in your kitchen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is the best marinade I have ever used for barbecue. Barbecue season is already here in Texas, okay? Yeah, because we had no winter. All year. So I'm telling you right now, if you like ceviche, if you like barbecue chicken, if you like to marinate your meat, and Texas is known for best meats out here, you got to get yourself some Lime Shot. I know Sauza's not going to want you to do that, okay? They want you to drink it. No, don't drink it. Don't drink it.
Don't drink it.
No,
but you've got to have it.
Yeah,
you've got to have it.
If you're a dude, if you're a bro, if you're a broheim, and you like your protein barbecued, you must have Lime Shot in your library.
If you want to impress people with your barbecue, use Hornitos Lime Shot, because this stuff is the best marinade ever. You got just enough lime, just enough salt, and just enough tequila to really get some flavor in your meat and to really, really tenderize it.
How many days did we have it in? You keep in you marinate in a big plastic bag, a gallon bag of whatever.
Did. I put 2.5 pounds of chicken breast tenders into a 1 gallon Ziploc bag. I poured Ornito's lime shot on it just to cover all the chicken. And then I put in 1 capful of Mrs. Dash, the garlic blend. And I marinated that for maybe 6 to 8 hours. I only marinated it during the day. I got up in the morning, I put it in the bag, and then that evening we grilled it and you grilled it, and it was fantastic.
I came out a hero. This will make you a hero, especially if you can't. When it's tricky when you grill chicken, all right? Because it's tricky.
He always burns it.
But I gotta watch it. I mean,
you didn't burn this one.
No.
This one cooked up fast.
Great for fajitas. It was great with guacamole. It was great on its own in a salad. I couldn't say enough about how good that was. And for those of you who have subscribed to our newsletter and have gotten our calendar, I think the recipes on the calendar.
Yeah.
The 2016 calendar, all of our recipes on the 2016 calendar from the test kitchen are on there. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, you can do that also. Just a plug for our newsletter. And we're not gonna. Don't worry, we don't sell your emails or anything like that, and we don't send you the same news over and over and over again because we're making news at this moment constantly. But if you want that recipe, subscribe to the newsletter. You get a free calendar. All the recipes are on the calendar. I'm telling you,
get some great recipes.
If you're a guy and you have not successfully barbecued your chicken properly and you're looking for a secret weapon, that's it right there.
Since we're talking chicken, I mean, it's National Margarita Day.
Yes.
Let's mention Margarita Chicken. This hatch chili margarita mix, and we should have got Lucy to pay us to say all this, but we didn't. The hatch chili margarita mix.
Trying to pin her down somewhere.
The hatch chili margarita mix that Slim Rita's makes, we tried that with chicken as well. We put every tequila through the chicken test.
Yeah. That's our acid test.
But this margarita mix made an excellent margarita chicken. It was outstanding. And there was just enough chili to add a little zing, but there was by no means any burn. No. There was no chili burn.
No. It's for those of you who have had green chili, that it's more known for its flavor than its spiciness, although I do like hot green chili. But it's not a jalapeno hot.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really different.
Made for a great chicken.
Yeah, if you're a chili head, you know the difference already. But if you're not, if all you've had is those infused jalapeno tequilas, or you've had, you've marinated your ceviche or your chicken with jalapenos in there live, it's really different.
It's nothing like that.
It's nothing like that. And if you have, a sensitive palate, then probably that's up your alley too. So, other than that, man, that's been our National Margarita Day. Besides working,
yeah, tell them about your bat.
I got to go show them. Can I show them?
You're gonna okay.
You talk to I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm breaking that fourth wall, boys.
Okay, break the fourth.
Pretend I'm Deadpool.
Go behind the curtain.
Ow!
Go behind the curtain.
My dog is behind me.
We're big fans of bats here at Tequila Aficionado. For those of you who may not know, bats are responsible for tequila. Bats are pollinators, and they pollinate agave. So tequilas and mezcals really need bats. And there's a large part of the population who believes that bats are pests.
Or that they all carry rabies.
And that's just not true.
That's not true.
So we're really big fans of the bat here, and we recently adopted a bat.
This is the coolest thing. What's the name of the sanctuary?
It's Bat World Sanctuary.
Bat World Sanctuary. Okay, look it up on Facebook. Look it up on there. It's of course a .org if you want to look them up online. These guys, they're
here in Texas.
They're here in Texas. They're in Texas. Okay, now some of you may have heard that there's a bridge in Austin where it's famous because bats like to fly out from underneath there, and people, you know how people watch sunsets? People go
to see the bats.
They go to see the bats. There's there's even a beer called Freetail because it's the Mexican freetail bat that is known to migrate up in this area. So Bat World is in Texas. Where did they say they were in Texas?
They're up by Fort Worth, but they're all about conservation and rescuing bats.
There's a bat rescue, yes.
They rescue bats, and the ones that can get along on their own out in the wild after being rescued and recuperating, they release them into the wild. If they're unable to go back out into the wild, if they're unable to fend for themselves, then Bat World will take care of them. And the bat that Tequila Aficionado adopted is just one of those bats. He couldn't go back out into the wild, but he's got a really special story, and we really wanted to share that. Show him the picture.
I'm good. Go ahead. Show the picture. This particular bat.
Get a reflection.
Yeah. We still have a cellophane on the picture, but this particular bat was saved by a cat. Apparently,
his name is Mr. Kitty.
Apparently, Bat World Sanctuary, also like us here in San Antonio, we're very kind to cats. We're just a cat. We're a cat dog family. All right.
We have a problem with being too kind.
Yeah. What are they called? What did they say they were called? Community cats. Yeah,
I guess they're community cats. But let's get back to the bat.
So anyway, they have a community cat that they helped. It's a feral cat.
It was part of they participated in the trap, neuter, and release program for feral cats, and these cats just hung around by the dumpsters behind Bat World Sanctuary, and what they did was they got a feral cat trap from the local program for trap, neuter, and release. They got a feral cat trap. They trapped the cat and they brought it in to be neutered, or in this case, spayed.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it recovered, they released it back into its environment that it knew, rather than trying to make it adoptable or putting it down, God forbid. But then they released the cat, and this cat stuck around, and they called her Miss Kitty.
For lack of any imagination.
Yeah, but,
So one day, Miss Kitty brings this bat to the back door, and this is an injured bat. It's almost like she knew.
But this is not the first bat that Miss Kitty has saved. Miss Kitty has rescued 3 bats, I believe, to date. And
it's not like she hunts them down or anything like that. These bats are unable to fend for themselves. And it's almost like she knows. So anyway, one of the famous bats is this little guy right here, Mr. Kitty. He's Mr. Kitty. That's our adoptee. And the neat thing is, this was my Valentine's Day from you. Thank you.
We shouldn't kiss on camera.
There's other things we can't do on camera. Now, see, this is our certificate for Tequila Aficionado. And our adopted, we get a certificate. I tell you what, here's what happens with what's going on in the tequila world where bats are concerned, okay? These particular bats, especially the Mexican freetail and a few others, are pollinators because tequila, the blue agave, by and large, is being cloned and monocultural. In other words, they're not letting the stem, the quiote, grow, and it's not being pollinated that way. The bats have they lose their trail when they migrate, because they do that. They look at, they look for these campos, these where they can feed, and that's a signal for the migration as well, similar to the monarch butterfly.
Right.
So there, because of that, the bats are being exterminated, and they're not, their natural habitats are
disappearing.
They're disappearing. So they're moving. All right, they're moving. Now, what's going on in the tequila industry and what's happening in the mezcal industry right now is that any mezcals that are wild harvested, that means that they're that the quiotes are still being grown and they're still being pollinated by the bats. There's one particular plant that can only survive and procreate using a bat. Okay, one agave in particular, and they do make a mezcal out of it. The name right now escapes me.
The quiote is that big, for those of you who don't know, the quiote is that big long stick with the flowers that it
grows out of your century
tall.
plant. We have them all over Texas, and it grows as ground cover.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah, my sister in Orange County has a blue agave, espadín or blue agave, growing in her front yard. That's what they, her gardener has.
But that's what these bats pollinate.
Right. So, in any case, what's going on right now is there's a gentleman who is considered the Batman of Mexico, and his name is Dr. Medellin, who has, with the help of the Tequila Interchange Project.org, is helping to create what we call bat-friendly agave spirits, bat-friendly tequila, probably bat-friendly mezcal will follow. This is an enormous undertaking, okay? There is no designation for that right now.
Right.
However...
Yeah, there's no certifying authority for this yet. So don't get carried away. If you see a bat on a bottle of tequila, or
make sure it doesn't come from who.
Or if you see somebody touting bat-friendly tequilas, there is no certifying authority yet to actually verify that this is a bat-friendly.
However,
product.
To change that, we have to thank guys like Carlos Camarena, who is the master distiller for Ocho, El Tesoro de Don Felipe, Tapatio, one of my favorites, Villalobos.
Yeah.
He himself, I believe there was one other distillery that was involved that owns their own agave. And what they are doing is they're working with the CRT to designate a portion of their lands to grow wild to help resurrect the bat-friendly idea see, what this is going to do is this is going to strengthen the agave.
Right. Yeah. It's important for people to understand that this isn't just about the bats. It's not, we're not doing,
it's about the tequila, boys and girls.
They're not doing this just for the bats. They're doing this for the agaves, because without the pollination, without the bats working with the agave eventually become weaker plants, and they're more susceptible to disease. And diseased plants means no tequila.
Diseased plants, and that's what happens, cyclically in Mexico. Every 10 years, there's an agave shortage.
Plague.
Something happens. There's a plague. There's a frost. There's nobody's growing it, and everybody grows it, and then there's an overabundance of surplus, and they let it rot in the fields. I've seen it happen twice in my lifetime, and probably more than that. But when you have bats who pollinate, they strengthen the strain of the agaves and the magueys, for those of you who are, again, Hispanically impaired. But kudos to, first of all, for the Tequila Interchange Project, for I believe it's Tequila Cascajuin, which is also the other distillery that is involved in this program. Of course, Carlos Camarena and everybody involved with the brand owners there. All these people they're blazing a trail, and until that point, until that happens where you're looking at a bottle of tequila and there's a little tag with a bat on it, I say
Adopt a bat.
adopt a bat. Adopt.
Yeah. There are so many different organizations. Bat World is just one of them. You know, they're here in Texas, so we wanted to support them. But Bat World is just one of the many organizations working to save bats. There's so many. Do a search on Facebook, on Google, and
there's one in Australia that we know of. And they all communicate with each other. Okay,
Yeah.
These people are tightly knit. Thank goodness for the internet.
Yeah.
And you know, they're dispelling myths, just like we dispel myths in tequila and mezcal. There's no worm in a bottle. Well, guess what? Not every bat has rabies.
Yeah.
You know, if they're the thing is, when I lived in New Mexico, we picked one up. I mean, you can tell when a bat's not feeling good because they're roosting when they're clinging to a wall at arm level. That's not a healthy bat.
You should never do that. You should call a rescue. Call a local rescue and have them take care of the bat. Bats are not pets. They're not meant to be pets. They've got to be in the wild. But yeah, I can't say enough about the work that they're doing just to raise awareness at Bat World. And
watch Dr. Medellin also. He's considered
the
Batman of Mexico. You can find, I believe he has a documentary on BBC or National Geographic, either one of those. You'll be able to find him. Just Google the guy. He's very cool. I've had a love affair with bats since I was a child, and if you don't believe me, you can ask my mother. I even at this point I wear a bat charm on my oh, it's right here. Right. Yeah. I have a hard time seeing this with bad lighting, but anyway, yeah, be careful. Okay. So, you know, right now, I think it's really important to set some of the records straight when it comes to that. And we can't say enough about whatever adoption agency, wherever country you're watching us, look for your adoption agency in that country or state that you're in. Do something for a rescue, you know, help to rescue some of them, because ultimately they're going to affect your tequila. Well, they affect, you know, if you've seen any of our infographics on Tequila Aficionado on our Facebook page, you know, they don't just work on, they don't just pollinate agave. They're responsible for like bananas. Yeah, they're responsible for some really great stuff. I personally love bananas. I know that they've been monocultural, we're big banana cultivated, but I love bananas. Okay, I want to have my bananas for breakfast in the morning. Okay, be nice to the bat. That's all I can tell you. Fruit bats, whatever kind of bat, just be nice. Adopt one is probably one of the neater things that you can do. One of the greatest presents I ever got. Yeah. For Valentine's Day. Yeah. See, because if we're running out of time now. I know. See, you got the bat upside down. Looks like a heart. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. And watch Batman versus Superman coming March in the world. Thank you for joining us on Open Bar. If you're probably watching a replay. We're having another margarita. We're still new. We're going to go have another margarita. Thank you very much for joining us. And we hope to see you next Monday at same time. Same bat time. At same bat time, same bat channel, Open Bar. You know what? If you're looking at this, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, and if you're looking at this on YouTube, give us a comment. Tell us where you're watching us. Enjoy the rest of your National Margarita Day, because I know we are. Hey, salud. Salud.